Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about the benefits of endurance training over high intensity interval training. In the world today, about 60 to 85% of adults live a static life, and 2/3 of children get insufficient physical activity. The World Health Organization points out that inadequate physical activity has become the fourth most important risk factor in global mortality, and more than 3.2 million deaths can be attributed to physical inactivity each year. We believe that the best solution to this issue is endurance training, which has proven to reduce mortality through improvements to the cardiovascular system.
So what is endurance? According to American Heart Association, aka AHA, endurance is one of the 4 types of exercise together with strength, balance, and flexibility. Endurance activities include increase of breathing and heart rate, like walking, swimming, biking, aerobic dance, and climbing stairs, etc. It keeps your heart, lungs, and circulatory system healthy, keeps blood pressure stable, and improves overall fitness. This exercise can reduce risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. If a person is sedentary, it is recommended to start activities of 10 to 15 minutes and gradually increasing. AHA recommends that at least 2.5 hours of moderate activities per week for an active person.
Here are a few key terms regarding the measurements of the heart. The first is resting heart rate. This is the measurement of the heart pumping at the lowest amount of blood and is best taken within the first 10 minutes of waking up or after lying down for an extensive period of time. Next is the heart recovery rate. This is the rate at which the heart decreases after exercise. The final key term is the maximum volume of oxygen, commonly referred to as VO2 max. This is the amount of oxygen the body can utilize during exercise and is measured as a comparison of the volume of oxygen you inhale versus the volume of oxygen you exhale. The table below displays the different levels of VO2. Once you reach your VO2 max, muscle fatigue sets in and the body will need to return to a lower, more sustainable VO2. The most sustainable region of VO2 is about 50 to 80% VO2 max.
Effect of gender in cardiovascular responses to endurance training on children. They took 19 kids to participate of a 13-week endurance training and 16 as a control group. Before and after the study period, they took resting echocardiography, mass upright cycle tests, measurement of stroke volume, cardiac output, and blood pressure tests. As a result, for both genders, it led to an increase of the maximum volume stroke and in consequence increase of the maximum volume of oxygen. This led to the maximum volume stroke in boys being 15% and 8% increase in gross. The maximum volume of oxygen in boys was a 15% increase and in gross 11% increase. The maximum volume of oxygen was higher for the boys because of the improvement of the maximum stroke volume. This is because in the rest of the stroke volume pattern, there was no change. During maximum exercise, the systematic vascular resistance decreased. This study then concluded that in any gender, aerobic training increases the maximum volume of oxygen in children through an improvement of the maximum volume stroke.
Another experiment we found to test the effect of endurance training on resting heart rate variability in sedentary adult males. The experimental group consisted of 11 sedentary men and the control group was 5 sedentary men. The study was 16 weeks long with the experimental group participating in a supervised aerobic training program and the control group maintained their sedentary lifestyle. As a result, the experimental group saw a 13.8% increase in VO2 max, and from this study it was concluded that the aerobic exercise program increases the resting heart rate variability within 12 weeks, and that can be seen in these graphs below.
While high-intensity interval training has its own benefits, it has a much smaller target demographic than endurance training, as well as an increased risk of injury. Because of the toll high-intensity interval training takes on your body, it is not meant to be done more than 3 times per week. Therefore, in most cases, high-intensity interval training cannot act as a sole workout and must be incorporated into other activities. Endurance training falls into the medium effort aerobics heart rate zone, which is more sustainable than pushing all the way to the VO2 max zone in each workout. For the target audience of people just starting to improve their cardiovascular health, expecting to max out each workout will more than likely be met with some serious muscle fatigue or burnout shortly after beginning the program.
Overall, routine endurance training is a safe and proven way to improve cardiovascular health. It's suitable for almost everyone and beneficial for people of all ages. Studies show that adherence to a 2-year exercise program, even late in life, can be effective in reversing negative structural and functional changes in the cardiovascular system. Because of the variety of endurance exercises, it can easily be an enjoyable hobby and reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease.